Alright YouTube, we're still at Woodland Cemetery. This wall of people buried, I believe, is called the gazebo. And I'm not exactly sure if these are underground or above burials right here, but just wanted to show this. This is a really pretty part of the cemetery right here. And got some benches, flowers. Here you got the bench with a couple that was clearly buried right there. Obviously I think this last name was pronounced Eschbach. Obviously the husband passed away a few years ago, James H. The wife is still living, Marilla C. And so she would be, I guess, 79 right now, or just getting ready to turn 79. And just showing some other views of the cemetery right here. As I said, this is a really beautiful cemetery right here, and we're just going to show it off a little bit more here. Here's more of the gazebo right here. Here's a view that's down south of, this is looking south in the cemetery right here, and looking south in the cemetery. Actually, this is looking north. I'm gonna work my way back around. I already showed a little bit of this in the first video from here, but just gonna show the area around the gazebo a little bit for you. As I said, this is a really beautiful cemetery. When I asked about this part of the cemetery a while back, which I believe is called the mausoleum, I'll actually get a pamphlet on the way out. This part of the cemetery on the historic hill is very expensive to get buried at. I believe I was told it's around $4,500 to $6,000 to get buried in this part of the cemetery, because obviously this is the best view of the city. Here's another bench burial. I believe the name is pronounced Dieta D. She just passed away, looks like almost 2 years ago. Loving mother and friend. Bench right there, last name Oxman. Right here. We're just walking around, you know, this area. I assume you may see more of these benches in place over time, but yeah, obviously they have to have the guardrail here because they don't want anybody to fall right here. Here's a tree burial right here. Autumn flower and cherry. And this tree, I'm not sure how old it is or when it was donated, but it doesn't look to be that old in particular. Here's another, you know, grave right here. Fitzsimmons. So I'm not sure if anybody's been buried here or not, because I don't see any information on the plaque, but it looks like they've already had their burial spot built. I'm not exactly sure for how many, but it's probably for a husband and wife. As I said, a space in this part of the cemetery tends to be extremely expensive. I mean, just to give you guys an idea, the average cemetery in this area, a plot or a grave would cost you no more than $1,000 for almost any, well, about $750 to $2,000 for your average cemetery plot in most cemeteries in this part of the country. But due to the historic nature of the cemetery, there is a high demand for folks to want to get buried here, because it tends to be very historic in general right here. I mean, obviously show more of the graves. You have some really beautiful graves. I'm not going to really get a chance to show them all today, but I'm going to show some of them, because this would probably take 20 videos to cover this entire cemetery. Here's another park bench. This one has some information on it. This one obviously doesn't yet, so obviously it looks like it has been purchased, but nobody has been buried there yet. Here's a nice plot right here. A cemetery with an urn or a vase on it. Looks like the last name of Stacy. Obviously the wife died a couple years ago, Julie L. Burnett. And I guess her husband's last name was Stacy. Steve, and he's still living. This is a very nice, you know, cemetery. Very nice cemetery right here. Obviously these flowers, they look like they were just put out here. They look like they were just put out here not too long ago. Right here, and just continuing the little walk right here. Maze, another one of these flower cemeteries right here. I'm just going to show a little bit more of this, then I'm going to end this one, because I'll show more of this cemetery another time, but there's obviously just so much to cover. There's no way you could possibly cover it all. Cover it all. Cover it all. And very historic cemetery. Alright, YouTube, that's going to be it for this one. We're going to sign off. I'll probably do more videos from this cemetery at some point, but this would take forever to cover this.